May the 9th, 2024. Guys, I'm about to show you something that I've never seen before, and I've been doing this for over probably 15 years going on, or maybe 12 years on YouTube. The impact of these three CMEs, one's an X-Flare 2.4, I've never seen them predict ahead of time that the plasma density in centimeters cubed, that's how thick this cloud of energy that's about to impact our planet is. Usually, you guys, you may see 30, 40, maybe 60 as it peaks, but they're predicting 90 plus, and it's usually always a little more than they're saying. Plus, look at the solar wind speeds at 900, guys. Realize how fast that is in miles per hour, and usually we'll see peaks during that. This is very high. We have seen the solar wind this high. It's been a while. I've never seen the plasma density this high. And look at this cloud. There's three CMEs. One is a 2.4. Let me stop this so I can move it. 2.4 X-Flare. Now watch, see how black this is? That is this plasma density. How thick of an impact, a punch of protons, again, centimeters cubed, is going to impact this planet. There's three of them. Now this one will overtake the large one before it's said and done. Watch this. Coming in right there. They would normally call that a cannibal CME. Then the second one hits. The second one does not appear nearly as strong. See the small green line here? This is Earth. This is the two satellites around it. The green line here is Earth also. Look at this energy, guys. This is nothing to turn your back on. I never remember, I'm not saying it hasn't happened, but in over a dozen years, I do not recall this thick of a cloud of energy coming towards our planet. So please listen to me very carefully. We don't know what the impacts will be. There will be, of course, geomagnetic storms, probably G3s plus, if there's one higher than that. There may need to be after this, like they're talking about doing a Cat 6 hurricane category. But anyway, this is going to be intense. Let me stop and give you some timing. I'm going to do another video. Right, let me back this up. The impacts, now remember there's a plus or minus 7 hours of impact time because you're traveling 93 million miles in just a few days. So your muzzle velocity, which some of the satellites are registering as it gets closer to them, are at one speed, but it will slow down depending on how energetic this cloud is. So if we back this up right here, let me kind of fine tune this, we'll probably be starting to see an impact right about there. 2200 hours tomorrow. That's universal time. Take 5 hours off of that for the East Coast. That would be 1700 hours. And that would put us at 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon, East Coast. And that would be 6 p.m. Central Time. They're an hour ahead of us there. So Florida, New York, the East Coast, around 5 p.m. As far as our impact time. They're very close. They're getting better, but they always say allow that 7 hours plus or minus of a window of the impact time. Let me play this through. Now, again, this is a hard lick, and guys, it drops off very quickly. So you've got a compression and an expansion event that's going to hit our magnetopoles, our magnetosphere, our shields, and that's going to translate into heat into the core of the planet and pressure on the tectonic plates. This is a pretty strong incoming problem we have. Look at that, how it expands out. Now, this is a three-day chart. Now, up until this point, we had I think in this month alone, 4 X-flares, and here's the 2.2. But look how many strong M flares there were, guys, that actually reached up to this red line, which indicates X-flares. Now, and this is the list of the different flares. So the red ones are X-flares, and the one we're looking at now came from 3664, and they are calling this one now a next flare because it did pop a line right there. So what we're dealing with is 60% chance of X-flares continuing. That's super high, guys. I've seen this 0.1%, 0.0%, 5%, 60% is very strong. And you see what's happening. The sun is waking up. It reminds me of the fourth angel. What they're saying, this was updated today, but it came out yesterday. Today it's an X2.2 solar flare and strong storm watch. AR 3664 does it again with a long duration X2.2 solar flare peaking at 9:13 UTC time today. Coronal dimming is already evident, meaning this flare will likely be the source of a fourth Earth-directed CME. The chart we looked at, guys, only had 3. And here again, fourth halo CME confirmed. We only saw 3. Updated coronagraph images following the X2.2 solar flare confirmed that a fourth halo CME was produced and appears Earth-directed. With now 4 plasma clouds expected to pass Earth, the chances for a strong geomagnetic storm this weekend just increased. And notice that when we were looking at the CME graph as it's headed towards Earth, and on the top line, plasma density, the one I'm so concerned about, it's not showing the fourth CME yet. So again, we will update that as soon as it comes in. Let's look at what happened on the sun. Guys, you're looking at satellite images. This is SOHO LASCO C2, and it's giving us an Earth-facing perspective of our sun. Notice your timestamp, the 8th yesterday, the 9th today, and right there at the end before it goes back to the 6th, it rotates. That was the most powerful one. The other halos you see almost appear as faint whiffs, but the one to the right today on the 9th, and we're going to pause it when we get there, is full of energetic particles. Now, that's the one that's going to be the problem, but watch it come out from the right side here, right there. Look how much energy is in those filaments. They're on fire. That's plasma on fire. Look at that. And it's a halo. You see that energy, but if you look very closely, it was coming out from all sides. That's what we're dealing with. So as soon as we get that model, guys, I will come on and we will get everything updated. This is something to pay attention. Again, it looks like tomorrow evening. I hope the weather's good, and maybe it's cleared off the coast by the time this event gets here. I'm not going to say what could happen. I have seen major earthquakes, the Fukushima earthquake, because of multiple flares like this, including X flares. It struck Japan at 2:45 in the afternoon because it was directly sun facing. Caused that tsunami. Killed thousands and thousands of people and wrecked the Fukushima nuclear plant, and a third of the waters of the planet were polluted. Does that sound familiar? The Pacific Ocean. Still being polluted to this day. But guys, that's what we're dealing with. When I come back, we're going to have more satellite images and the new tracking. It's a heads up. Be safe.